The world of MAGA has had some very interesting reactions to the Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce engagement, and I'm joined today by Taylor Swift expert, an expert in plenty of other things too, but especially Taylor Swift, my dear friend Ellie Schnitt. Ellie, before we get started, I wanted to play a clip of Donald Trump congratulating Taylor and Travis. First, we're going to throw on screen right now a screenshot of a tweet of Trump in all caps just saying, "I hate Taylor Swift." But it seems as though his temperature has changed. Let's have a look right now.
To ask you a serious question, but I have to tell you the biggest pop culture news of the year broke while we were in this cabinet meeting. Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift are engaged, and the world wants your reaction, sir.
Well, I wish him a lot of luck.
Thank you.
I think I think he's a great player. I think he's a great guy, and I think that she's a terrific person. So I wish them a lot of luck.
On a serious note.
Yeah. Okay. First of all, really funny that a reporter would ask that to the president of the United States. I mean, I get it, but it's very funny.
If Biden's press pool was asking him shit like that, the conservative world's immediate reaction would be like, "Oh my God, the stupid left is wasting America's time and disrespecting everybody." But since Trump just pulled all of the real press out there and replaced it with his weird
influencers,
I guess,
yeah,
they're trying to do these sort of puff pieces on him,
and
humanize him and everything.
It's one of those things where it's like, it gets worse. Donald Trump just defended you. But also, I kind of think that he's dying and he's saying nice things so he gets into heaven.
Okay, that's one look at it. He definitely does seem to have contracted grayscale, which is the fictional disease from Game of Thrones where your body turns to stone at first by turning gray. I mean, he literally has like Dante will throw up a picture right now of grayscale.
Yeah.
It appears that his hand is in fact turning into some sort of stone golem.
Sure.
But I am wondering, like, what do you think, just from the Trump psychology of it, actually inspired the tonal shift on Taylor? Because I feel like hating on Taylor, she has a lot of fans that are conservative, but I feel like it's also like a rallying cry for a lot of conservatives to be like, fuck this lady. So do you think he was just kind of taken by surprise with the question and said, "I'm going to try to be affable, Trump"? Or is this some sort of tactic of his to play nice with her base?
I think he's like only really rude on Truth Social, and then also when he's had time to percolate a little bit, or if somebody like straight up says something rude to his face. Because like, remember when Ruth Bader Ginsburg died and he was like, "This is the first I'm hearing about it. She was a terrific lady." You know, like, I think he just kind of like, his instinct is to just be like, yeah, that's fine. I have no opinion. Wish him good luck. They're getting married. And he's only nasty when he has time to like be a demon.
Fair enough. Well, speaking of demons, the real meat of this video is I wanted to talk about Charlie Kirk's reaction to the Taylor and Travis engagement, and we're going to play quite a bit of it, so you're going to have to get ready. We'll pause with some interludes. As a matter of fact, maybe raise your hand at any point that you want me to pause, and I will pause it so you can chime in, because this is kind of a long video.
Okay.
Let's have a look at Charlie Kirk's reaction to the Taylor-Travis engagement.
But maybe one of the reasons why Taylor Swift has been so just kind of annoyingly liberal over the last couple of years is that she's not yet married and she doesn't have children. I say this non-sarcastically. I say this as a husband and a father. Having children changes you. Getting married changes you.
Of fucking course, he's sponsored by Bitcoin.com, by the way.
Married changes you. And I hope that America's biggest pop star marrying the pharmaceutical spokesperson ends up conservatizing them. Taylor Swift might de-radicalize herself. She might come back down to...
That is like, first of all, such a funny thing to say about Taylor Swift, who like the word radical and the word Taylor Swift, like I love her. Like but she's like a CNN liberal, like, you know, like she's like a blue no matter who, like, you know what I mean?
I don't even know what liberal shit she's done, except
she's just always like voted. She's always
cat ladies.
Nope. Childless
cat ladies for Kamala.
She has always voted Democrat. She supported Biden in 2020. She did a whole thing about the senator in Tennessee who was voting against, I think it was like abortion rights or LGBTQ rights. She is like a lib. Like she's a lib through and through. You know what I mean? Like, so to say she's radical is so funny, especially since a lot of Twitter is like, actually Taylor Swift is a Republican.
Well, yeah, a lot of people project Taylor's and Travis's political stances onto them, because
Yep.
Charlie Kirk is talking about how Travis is some lib because he was a pharmaceutical spokesperson, and the Taylor haters that I see on a lot of online forums are talking about how Travis Kelce is super MAGA because he's always posting up and hanging out with guys who are explicitly super MAGA. So it seems as though everybody is. It seems as though Taylor and Travis get this kind of full horseshoe of everything from radical leftist to just like straight up fascist conservative,
which is like
on who you're talking to.
Funny because ultimately, like, I think we all know they're just like rich white people who vote Democrat. You know, that's all. That's all.
Do you think Travis Kelce votes?
I'm not sure that he has ever voted in his life, but maybe he will now.
Yeah. I don't know if he knows how to do it, but let's watch some more of this because it gets significantly worse. This is kind of the temperate part of the video.
Come back down to reality. I want them to have lots of children. It teaches you something about yourself. Deep down, I think Taylor Swift actually was raised as a conservative that has gotten kind of caught up in this metropolitan liberal stuff, and she doesn't quite have an attachment to the conservative backbone that she was raised in, but this might reattach her in the best possible way. And I'm not saying this sarcastically. I've seen this happen time and time again. When people start to get married and have children, it starts to change your politics. It starts to clarify your worldview. And for Taylor Swift, who obviously is very popular and incredibly supported, Taylor Swift might go from a cat lady to a J.D. Vance supporter. And I think we should celebrate that. I think that Taylor Swift having 2 or 3 children, she should have more children than she has houses. That is my challenge, Taylor Swift. And I'm not being sarcastic.
Stop talking about her having children,
if she ends up having children, she'll stop this kind of liberal endorsing Joe Biden nonsense. And we want Taylor Swift on Team America.
Just to quickly chime in, like, it's always so interesting to me that people talk about how when people get married and have children, they get more conservative, as if it's this like grounding family values that makes you go along with that. When in all reality, younger people are more liberal because younger people want to be provided with the resources that are needed to start their life and to become a member of society who's able to function. And conservatism is about keeping everything for yourself. And I think that as people get older and they potentially get less reliant on the resources that help people get started, then they sort of transition into not wanting to give because they have already gotten to benefit from the things that liberalism can actually provide. But anyway, I think my guest magically disappeared and I don't know if she's coming back. So I'm just going to keep playing this video because why not?
America. We want you to leave the island of the wokies. And we would welcome you with open arms. One of the reasons why so many people on the right have been just skeptical or at least a little bit negative on Taylor Swift is up until this point, that's not a great role model for young women to wait all the way until you're 35 and just put your career first. We just talked about this with Katie Miller. However, there's a great chance to change that. It's a great chance for Taylor Swift now to get married and have a ton of children. You can certainly afford it, Taylor. And Taylor Swift has been all, through America and the ups and the downs. And if you feel that violent shaking in your home, that is the earthquake of the pop culture. If you hear that high-pitched scream, those are the young ladies on your block screaming. And honestly, Pfizer pays well, baby. I mean, Pfizer pays the bills. That is quite a ring, Mr. Kelce. I'm impressed. I got to be honest. We don't know exactly how much Pfizer paid you to peddle that product, but boy, you brought in the Benjamins, sir. That is some impressive carrots right there. That right there has its own zip code. I'm impressed. All kidding and sarcasm aside, this is something that I hope will make Taylor Swift more conservative. Engage in reality more and get outside of the abstract clouds. Reject feminism. Submit to your husband, Taylor. You're not in charge. And most importantly, I can't wait to go to a Taylor Kelce concert. I can't say it without laughing.
So yeah, one thing that conservatives like to do is peddle this kind of faux performative feminism, which is really interesting because that's what so many Democrats do is use this woke feminist language to seem as though they're advocating for women's rights when, despite very almost exclusively across the board supporting access to abortion, they otherwise are not always going all the way to put their money where their mouth is. Conservatives do it too. They sort of weaponize a form of feminism where, like, if you criticize or mock any of the women in their movement who regularly humiliate themselves with hypocrisy and plenty of other things, suddenly you're some sort of sexist and they're all about empowering women. But then you have guys like Charlie Kirk who are just kind of saying it the way that conservatives actually believe it, which is submit to your husband. So keep that in mind the next time you see someone like Charlie Kirk calling people sexist for calling out Laura Loomer or whoever else in that movement is their kind of Wonder Woman for the moment. And with Bulwark, I'm Cam. Thanks so much for tuning in.